Hello, everyone, and I feel like the last 1 year has been incredibly tough on the entire world, but especially on parents, and that is exactly what we're going to chat with today. But it's not going to be me alone, it's going to be someone I really admire, someone who understands us, someone who understands the children as well, someone who's been through a lot of different mindsets through this last 15 months and through the last 18 years of his career. I'm going to be chatting with Dr. Zirak Marker. Good evening, Dr. Marker. Thank you so much for joining us on a
Hello,
Sunday evening. Thank you so much.
pleasure. Good evening. How are you?
Very well, very well. It's been
It's
a
been
really long time since we last chatted.
I know, I know.
We often get this question, and this is I don't know if it's a very India Asia phenomenon, but we're also raising kids amidst joint families. And we've got this especially during the pandemic, where a lot of people from the larger cities have moved back homes and moved back to families, etc. And they're like, how do you parent in a joint family situation? Because the grandparents say do this, I'm saying do this, and the child is obviously extremely manipulative. He knows where he's going to get his yes from. How do you parent positively in a joint family situation?
Yeah, that's the age-old question that we all struggle with. And of course, our grandparents were born to spoil our kids in that way. But I think what is very important again is having an honest conversation with the grandparent. Because, again, as you rightly brought up, right, the old generation and different ways of parenting were different then. And they
Yeah.
can't keep saying, oh, we brought up three generations, so we know what we're doing. And I think having that
Must
conversation.
add in a piece here that I often get this back when I tell them, a similar response that they'll say, but you're talking of a very evolved parent. People don't want to offend the parents. So you have to find a mid path. So make sure in your response you're giving us a mid path which is not offensive, because as Indians we don't like to offend anybody.
No, absolutely not. And that's what I'm going to say, that sometimes I don't know why people feel that when we have conversations and we're having honest communications, it is an offensive one. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm not saying be blunt, and I truly believe in this respond and don't react, right? There's a big difference between responding where you're having a more mindful approach, where you're clearly focusing on attenuating your body language, your tone of voice, choosing the choice, having the correct choice of words as to what you want to bring forth. And then, like I said, having that conversation with grandparents. I'll tell you why. Because in my work as a family therapist, when we've actually addressed the family, because parents have sometimes said, listen, please, you intervene because we can't get through our parents, there's a magical change. And I do this a lot because, sometimes grandparents don't even really accept, say, or understand, for example, what ADHD means, which is attention deficit disorder, or why a kid who's just hyperactive may also require medication, or they don't understand the nuances of dyslexia or even mild autism, right? But when it comes, say, from a professional, where you give them a rational reason, structure, and scientific explanations, I would say 99% comply. And I think that's the way to go, with having an honest communication in a mindful way with grandparents sometimes, where and both, you can't expect only the father or the mother. I mean, I know it's different set of parents sometimes, but doing it jointly, positively, and affectionately is important. And if still not, there's no change, I truly believe in disciplining your kid then separately in a separate space, like using your own bedroom, shutting the door, and allowing a child to be clear that I'm sorry, even if grandma and grandpa are giving, say, XYZ. I mean, sometimes even things like chocolates. Like, I mean, you have a grandparent, quickly trying to give your child that extra little chocolate or sweet, which is fine. I mean, we need to also turn a blind eye to those kind of small things. But I'm talking of the bigger things which are not acceptable by you. So again, as parents, picking your battles or what you want to really bring up or not with your child and with your grandparent, but you have to, your disciplining is mom and dad. You have to lay down your structure and rules and hold on to those, and be very clear with your kid as well that you can't be manipulative. See, manipulation happens with children when they get mixed signals. So that's
Yeah.
why I said that we also have to be very clear that at the onset, we have to set a precedence. Like a no is a no, then no matter what. It can't suddenly be yes one day and then again coming back to a no the next day.